Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video, we're going to be going over some more of my Master League battles as I continue to climb up in the Go Battle League rating system. So if you guys have not seen my video where I pretty much lost mostly 100 battles in Go Battle League, this is, I guess you could say, the recovery from that, and we're just trying to get through that as fast as we can. Now, I understand, guys, as I continue to climb up, it is going to get more and more difficult. Obviously, speaking from the future, it definitely has. And these battles are a little bit old. I want to say maybe a couple days old now, just because I've been so busy with school, and I do apologize that I haven't been able to upload as frequently, but finals are coming up, and that definitely takes priority. But anyways, we're going to be going over the battles in today's video. I believe I said 21-4 in the title, and that is going to be accurate. We could not maintain a, crazy win streak because the battles have definitely picked up, but that doesn't mean that we haven't been able to do pretty well at the same time. So this battle is pretty much over. They started off with a Tyranitar lead. We started off with Togekiss, so that pretty much signaled me, all right, Togekiss is going to be a pretty good lead to go with. We could have also gone with Kyogre there, and I did kind of hesitate, like, hey, maybe Kyogre would have been the move, just considering Tyranitar does take super effective damage, but we decided to stick it out with Togekiss, and our next lead ended up being Machamp. So once again, another good lead, leading with Togekiss there. And they just went ahead and swapped into the Metagross, the ideal counter against Togekiss, so they switch locked themselves, guys. Counter swapped in with Kyogre, and we're definitely handling it. So we go ahead and we shield that Meteor Mash, mainly because Kyogre would have definitely gone down before we would have gotten to the next Surf. Just kind of how it goes, guys. We body down the Metagross for the remainder of it. They're out of shields. We try to get off that next Surf, and we actually do get it, which is going to really help out. Gardevoir took a bunch of damage from that Surf, guys. Now we go for the Ancient Power against the Gardevoir to try and get the boost on Togekiss. Unfortunately, we could not get it, but we're in a really good position, obviously, going up against Machamp there. So, yeah, having Machamp plus Gardevoir, not the best idea, to be honest, because both of those take super effective damage from Fairy types. If you have a Togekiss, if you have another Gardevoir in your lineup, yeah, that's a really big downside. Anyways, though, moving on over to the next match, we have a bad lead, unfortunately, against a Melmetal, but they were lagging for some reason. And then I come to find out that the rest of their team was a Alolan Meowth and a Melmetal. I'm sorry, not Melmetal, Melton. So that one was pretty much just an easy victory. Once again, bad lead against the Metagross, so it kind of got me thinking, like, hey, maybe Kyogre would have been the optimal lead in this set, because we had Melmetal, Metagross, and Tyranitar. 3 leads. Kyogre would have definitely helped out against all of them, but I decided to go with the Togekiss, and we are definitely making it work still. Getting a bad lead isn't the end of the world. You can still pull it off, but as you continue to climb higher in Master League, you run the chance of running into just Dialga more often, and if you have a Dialga matchup and you don't have a Dialga, let's just say they have a really high probability of winning that match. Dialga is just so OP in Master League, guys, and that's why I'm really looking forward to the Premier Cup when that does get released in Season 2, because we're gonna finally get a Restriction Cup in Go Battle League, which is something that Sylph has been doing for a very long time. But, in Go Battle League, the meta was bound to get stale if we just kept having open leagues. So having Premier Cup and Master League should definitely spice things up, and also, I guess, make it a little bit more like Great League in a sense, because you won't have Pokemon like Dialga just completely dominating. And then for those people who don't have Dialga, because obviously we can't go outside, Dialga's not even in the raid pool right now, there's no way to get it outside of trades. If you don't have Dialga, you're kind of in a bad position, and I mean, thankfully there are the other leagues that are available to us. But yeah, just once again, guys, I am definitely looking forward to the Premier Cup, mainly because there's not going to be any Pokemon like Dialga in it. Okay, moving on over to our last match of the set, we have a Togekiss lead. Once again, Kyogre would have been decent against this. I definitely can't complain with the Togekiss versus Togekiss, though. Mirror match is completely fine as well. And I do want to point out that that Togekiss did have the best buddy boost. And unfortunately, though, that was part of their strategy to kind of just get rid of our Togekiss. Would have done super effective damage against their Dragonite, but their Pokemon are not maxed out, and this is kind of where you can see the difference between having maxed out Pokemon and then not having maxed out Pokemon, guys. We've pretty much had mirror matches up until that Lucario, so yeah, just a pretty good gauge of why you should definitely be running maxed out Pokemon. and they just took a Hurricane to the face because they were out of shields. So yeah guys, Hurricane, while it isn't recommended on PvP Poke or PV Poke, definitely Hurricane is the move for Dragonite. Personally, I just feel like it really adds that extra element that people aren't expecting, and then it also has that counter against Togekiss in case you get locked in for whatever reason. So yeah, Hurricane, definitely the go-to, at least in my opinion. Taking a look at our next set now, let's go ahead and see what we got here. So we have a Melmetal lead, so this means that in the next match, guys, I am going to be switching over to Kyogre as my lead Pokemon. Once again, this is just a strategy that I'm purely going off of. I've talked about this in a previous video, guys. If you do want to check that out, I will leave a link in the top right corner right now. But once again, I do understand that not everyone is going to follow through with this. It's just kind of like something that's been working for me, and I've had definitely opposing viewpoints on my strategy. But hey, if it works for me and I'm actually being able to move up, I'd say why not, right? Go for it. Anyways, though, we are handling the situation pretty okay, actually. The mirror match against the Kyogre after I swapped into it from the Melmetal, kind of shaky, but now we come back in with the Dragonite. We both have one shield left, so I'm in a decent position. They come back in with the Melmetal. I go for the Dragon Claw immediately. And it doesn't really do that much damage, guys. Dragon Claw, or just Dragon type moves against Steel type really isn't going to be that effective. But then I come back in with the Togekiss. I try to get the boost off the Melmetal because I knew that I could body down, but unfortunately had to kind of tank that Rock Slide. So it did kind of put me in a bad position, and then we had the Metagross. At that point, guys, I kind of knew that the match was already over. It really just goes to show how having a good lead can really help you out, but also going up against a team that's just built to just take your team down. I mean, obviously it's like you just get randomly matched up, but having the Melmetal plus Metagross, that is like one of the worst combinations against my team. And that just goes for any, you know, combination of steel types, whether that be Metagross plus Dialga, Melmetal plus Dialga, or just a variation of any of those three. It's just terrible for my team build. So anytime I go up against that, guys, even if I actually get the lead advantage, there's still a really high chance that I would lose the match anyways. But here we have a very good example of getting switch locked with their Dragonite right there, so that is really nice. And now they're coming back in with the Melmetal. We're gonna go for that Flamethrower. And unfortunately, they do go ahead and shield it, but they are out of shields now, and we actually have 2 shields left. But I decided to actually go ahead and let Togekiss faint there because I wanted to save my shields for Kyogre and Dragonite. I felt like they were going to be a lot more important in the matches to come. And clearly, as you guys can see, that was kind of true. So we go ahead and we use that second shield on Kyogre right there, and then we go for the Surf. This should pretty much KO Melmetal at this point. Like one hit off, so yeah, basically a KO. And yeah, there's the victory. Close it in on 200 matches won in Master League. I'm honestly super stoked that I was actually able to get gold medals on every single PvP medal just from Go Battle League alone. Like, it's so awesome. And then right here we have a Machamp Lead. Now the Machamp Lead, obviously guys, Togekiss would have been the ideal lead against this Machamp, but Kyogre still does handle it pretty well. Kyogre will win the lead advantage against Machamp, so there is that. And we decide to body it down and then go for the Surf on the next Pokemon coming in, which is going to be Kyogre. But again, guys, come back in with Dragonite. They go for the swap. We go for the swap into Togekiss. And yeah, we'll see what happens from here on out. We go for the Ancient Power there. Trying to get the boost, trying to KO it at the same time. Could not get either. We decide to shield it. I wasn't sure at that point. And we KO it before it KOs us, but then they come back in with their Kyogre. At this point, we have Dragonite left. Now, I'm not really scared of anything, guys, except for a Blizzard and maybe even a Thunder, but I knew that they didn't have that much energy charged up, so we were able to just body it down after we got off that first Dragon Claw, and then we tanked the Surf. Dragonite is definitely a solid option if you guys don't have Dialga for sure. I mean, I've really underestimated using it. Now we have a Garchomp lead, so Kyogre once again is a pretty optimal choice. It could have also been Togekiss, that would have been another optimal choice against it. And so you're starting to see like, hey, maybe Togekiss would have been the ideal lead for this set. It really could have gone either way in my opinion. So pretty much all of our leads so far have been pretty good against Kyogre. It's definitely, I would say, the optimal lead for this set, but we run into another double metal set, guys. Melmetal plus Metagross. Really, really tough. I also called it a double metal set, double steel set, or double steel matchup. So in this scenario, I'm really, really glad that I had Togekiss as my lead, honestly, because against the Melmetal and the Metagross, it just, I mean, there was no other way. Like, if we would have had to swap in, we would have just gotten, like, counter-swapped and then switch-locked, and it would have just been all messed up, but because we were actually able to get a favorable lead against that Garchomp with Kyogre, everything seemed to work out. Moving on over to our next match of the set, we have a Typhlosion lead. Now this was a super uncommon pick, guys, but it was actually a really, really awesome thing to see. We also have a maxed out Dragonite. I do want you guys to pay attention to that we are actually going up against maxed out Pokemon now. I went over this in my, I think it was my 100 battles that I lost video, or it was the lead advantage. One of those videos I definitely talked about the types of Pokemon that I was going to be facing. I definitely got a lot of comments on my last video with my 31-0 winning streak. A lot of people were just like, oh, that's because you're going up against non-maxed out Pokemon. And yeah, that's probably going to happen when you're going from 1600 to 1900 rating. I really didn't expect to see too many maxed out Pokemon. Although this matchup was definitely far from it. They had the maxed out Dragonite, but they had a Steelix, you know, very, very interesting choice. Once again, Steelix was maxed out though. It was 2414, which I believe is maxed out. I know it doesn't quite max at 2500, but I guess technically you could still use it in Master League, so yeah, it is what it is there. Anyways though, we're able to win that set. Everything worked out pretty well. Moving on over to our next set here, we are going to have a Melmetal lead. Now after this set, guys, or sorry, after this match, I will go ahead and I will switch my lead over to Kyogre. And so the strat here is to pretty much just tank the Rock Slide and then swap into Kyogre. They actually stick it out with Melmetal, which most people don't do. Most people go for the switch like they did just there. And let's see, they had the Giratina Origin form, so this isn't really good for us, guys. We're definitely gonna get knocked out here. It's just how it works, guys. If you get switch locked like that, there's really nothing else you can do. Now at this point, I don't think I shielded it. No, I didn't shield it. I just kind of stuck it out. Tried to body it down, and right now we're in a really, really awful position because we just have the Dragonite, so I just went ahead and I quit, guys. I already knew that I was going to lose that match. If you know that you're going to lose, there's really no point in sticking it out. At least that's kind of how I look at it. So coming in over to our next match, we had a Heatran lead, second match of the set. Definitely a favorable lead with Kyogre there, so we're able to switch lock their Dragonite, and then they come back in with the Heatran, and we go for the Flamethrower. I don't remember if they shield this or not. I feel like they don't. No, they didn't shield it, so that was really, really good for us. Put us in a really good position. Alright, so Flamethrower knocks out Togekiss. We come back in with Kyogre and we just body that thing down like we murdered that thing, guys. And their last Pokemon is going to be Garchomp, so we're pretty much safe. Everything in our lineup can counter this thing, and it's their last Pokemon. They have one shield left. We're about to get that off right now. Or, I guess not. But this also means that we can pretty much just body it down. So I go ahead and I switch into Dragonite because Dragon Breath is just going to murder that thing. And I'm pretty sure they're running Mud Shot or Mud Slap? Not really sure which one, but anyways. So we were able to get that win, and we have a Garchomp lead, so once again, another favorable lead, very nice. And at this point, I figured they're probably gonna go for a Sand Tomb. It just wasn't enough for an Outrage, so I did not shield that there. They could have done a better job at trying to fake me out, in my opinion. And then at that point, they actually went for an Earthquake, so very, very interesting. Good thing that we did shield it, would have done a ton of damage. And then they have a Kyogre, so we just go for the Surf. There's pretty much no hiding that we're gonna go for the Surf. It's the optimal move choice against Gyarados when you are using Kyogre. And once again, guys, I'm not really too worried about it. I come back in with Togekiss because Dragonite would have just taken super effective damage. They have one shield left. We go ahead and we swap into the Dragonite now. And this was a very, very interesting situation because I did not expect that Metagross to actually use Earthquake. Had it gone Meteor Mash, I don't think we would have won the match, honestly. With that being said, though, it doesn't seem like they actually had Meteor Mash. They had Flash Cannon instead, so if you guys decide to run Metagross, make sure it has Meteor Mash. Like, it's not worth running if it doesn't have Meteor Mash. And then we just body Gyarados to the floor. GG. So far, we've actually been able to make a pretty solid comeback despite losing that first match. And once again, guys, switching to Kyogre, I had favorable leads for the rest of the set. And if you include that first match, had I gone Kyogre first, would have had favorable leads for the entire set. Personally, to me guys, I think that's way more than coincidence, but I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, so I'm not going to keep talking about it. It's just been working for me, and that's really the end of it. So they go ahead and they switch lock themselves into Kyogre. We swap into Dragonite and punish them dearly. We go for that Dragon Claw, you know, just get off those shields, right? There is shield number 2 down, and we can pretty much go for the Dragon Claw and get the KO now. Not to mention, we do still have 1 shield, so we are in a pretty good position. So they come back in with the Melmetal. I go for another Dragon Claw. We're just gonna try and body this thing down. Well, I may have spoke too soon. We're gonna let Dragonite go down, and then we're gonna come back in with Kyogre. Let's go for that Surf, and this should kill it. Last Pokemon ends up being a Togekiss. We can just come back in with our Togekiss and pretty much just body it down. We do have that 1 shield left, so we are again, guys, in an amazing position. And now we can go for that Ancient Power and KO it. And GG Togekiss. Alright, another win, guys. So we are now currently 3-1 in this set. We just need 1 more win, and then we can actually get that nice Pokemon reward, Pokemon Encounter reward. We have a Metagross lead, guys, so right there, Kyogre was the optimal lead for this set. Every single matchup we had, optimal. Then they go ahead and they switch lock themselves in with Dragonite. We swap into Togekiss and punish them dearly for that. I knew that they probably weren't going to go Hurricane with that move, so I decided to shield it. Ended up being Outrage. Pretty good choice. And now they come back in with the Metagross. Destroy Togekiss, but now we come back in with Kyogre, and well, you guys can see how this match is going so far. Lead advantage, guys. It is so key for Master League. I feel like it can literally make or break your set. At least in my opinion anyways, out of my experience doing so many Master League battles. They go for an Earthquake. I decide to block that. I figured it was kind of like a last resort option, so went for the shield there. Go for the Surf on the Togekiss. They tank it out because they don't have any shields left. We body it down, knockout KO on the Kyogre and the Togekiss, but everything works out, guys. Their Melmetal was pretty much, I'm sorry, not their Melmetal. Their Metagross was almost dead, so next set, let's get it. So we got a Swampert lead as our first match. Let's see what they do. I don't think they switch, to be honest. I think they just stick it out with the Hydro Cannon, which in Master League, guys, it doesn't do as much damage against Togekiss, so that is always nice. They swap in to the Metagross, switch locking themselves. Naturally, guys, I gotta swap into Kyogre. They go for an Earthquake, though, because they were able to get that energy gain advantage. We go for the Surf. And now the next hit they're going to hit us with is going to be a Meteor Mash. We unfortunately have no choice but to shield. Ideally, it would have been better to shield the Earthquake because we could have just tanked that Meteor Mash, but hey, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. They come back in with the Dragonite, our Kyogre faints. We come back in with the Togekiss. We go for the Ancient Power, try to get the boost, but also do super effective damage. They shield it and then swap into Swampert. We shield as well, swap in the Dragonite, punish them, and now here's the best part, guys. We're just gonna murder their Dragonite with Dragon Claws. Or 1 Dragon Claw. We have a Groupon. Yeah, you heard me right, guys. I call Groudon Groupon, for those of you guys who are new to the channel. So, Groupon. Very, very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. In this matchup, Kyogre would have been the optimal lead, but we have Togekiss. We're making it work. We're going for that Ancient Power. They decide to shield. I tried to get the boost, to be honest. And then I go for the swap into Kyogre. We block the Earthquake, thankfully. I figured there was something heavy coming, whether that be Solar Beam or Earthquake. I just knew something was coming, guys. Now they have Dialga, so yeah. As we continue to climb, guys, I just knew it was inevitable, so we go for another Surf just to get some damage off. At this point, their Dialga is almost dead, so I just come back in with the Dragonite because I knew that they were going to go Iron Head, guys. Like, I just knew that they were going to go Iron Head. And against Togekiss, that would have murdered it. So it was actually a pretty good choice to come back in with the Dragonite. Either way, though, having Kyogre as their last Pokemon, I mean, we were going to be fine. At least in my opinion, I felt like we were going to be fine. Dragonite was like full health, so yeah. Unless they had Blizzard. If they had Blizzard, maybe different story. Definitely doing pretty good. Sticking it out with Togekiss as a lead against Kyogre. Not a bad matchup. I would say it's a pretty even matchup. Although preferably, I don't like to waste my Togekiss. because more often than not, it ends up becoming extremely important in the later matches. And then somehow, guys, we get another Groupon matchup. Like, so random, right? 2 in a row. And they're maxed out. And they go for an Earthquake, which is not super effective against Dragonite. Either way, we decide to go ahead and let it faint, come back in with Kyogre, and we just body this thing down. We go for a shield because, once again, guys, I knew it was going to be something heavy. It always is with Groudon. And now they have their Kyogre, they go for a Surf, very, very harmless. We decide to body it down, but at that point they realize, hey, I'm already gonna lose, and they quit. Once again, guys, there is nothing wrong with quitting early if you already know that you're gonna lose. Save you and your opponent some time, you can quit early. I know there is the argument of sticking it out all the way as like an honor thing, but really, I like to see it as more of a time saver. So now we have Mewtwo. This had Flamethrower, which I was really expecting it to be Psy Strike. So it is a very, very interesting choice, and there it is, there's a Psy Strike. So the double move was Psy Strike and Flamethrower. Very interesting combination. Most people do opt to go either Thunderbolt or Ice Beam. I don't see Flamethrower as often, especially now with the Elite TM coming out soon. We will have more Psy Strike and Shadow Ball Mewtwo combinations. And their Kyogre, it had Thunder, so this dude's team, it's packing. It's definitely packing. At this point though, we just try and body it down. They go for a Surf on their Kyogre. They didn't feel confident that they can get to that Thunder in time. Probably right to do so. This allows us to stick it out with Dragonite a little bit longer, get off another Dragon Claw, actually get off 2 Dragon Claws. So yeah, ton of damage against Groudon there. And then we come back in with the Kyogre. Even with an Earthquake, guys, it's not gonna be that heavy. I mean, full HP on Kyogre. It was heavy, but did it kill us? Did it really kill us? Once again, another Kyogre lead, definitely something that we can handle, so not too worried about it. I go ahead and I shield that first Surf right there. They swap in with the Togekiss. At this point, I'm thinking like I should probably swap out. So I guess I didn't do that. I was thinking I probably should, but maybe I just didn't. Okay, for sure. Well, that's what happens when you watch old matches, guys. I guess it does depend. Sometimes I do tend to just stick it out, but I guess in this scenario I didn't for whatever reason. Well, hopefully it works out. I'm actually not sure what the end result of this match ended up being. I don't think they're gonna go for Blizzard though, or Thunder. Yep, another Surf, so Dragonite's still in it. Their last Pokemon is Dialga. We can get rid of at least one of their shields with a Dragon Claw right there. At least I was hoping that we could. We have a second Dragon Claw coming in. Pretty good, pretty good. So there is a second shield, and now we're in a very interesting position, guys. So if we can get to the Blizzard, or I would say if we can even get to a Surf, we could probably KO them. Yeah, actually, that was more than enough. So somehow we pulled off that win. I honestly wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I felt like that was a pretty bad start, but yeah, clutch to 5-0 win right there, guys. Pretty solid indeed. And a Landorus Go Battle League reward, nothing too crazy, but we did actually move up a decent amount of points, 2060 now. So yeah, definitely climbing. Final set of the video here, we have a Raikou lead. Definitely something uncommon, but not super uncommon, I would have to say. I do see this every so often, and this is a maxed out Raikou, so it's packing, guys. It is packing. Now the cool thing about Dragonite that not everyone knows about is that it doesn't take super effective damage from electric types, it only takes neutral damage, so yeah, it's actually kind of cool. Going in with the Togekiss, go for that Ancient Power. We actually get the boost, but then suffer from some terrible lag. Thankfully though, we are still getting hits off, just the weak connection, guys. Go Battle League has been so awful these past couple of days. Thankfully it does seem like it's getting better, but at the time, it wasn't super uncommon to have stuff like that happening. But thankfully it just happened like then and not during the other sets for the most part. Like small lag, but nothing like that bad. Anyways though, we are able to clutch that victory, guys. Their Dialga at the end against our Togekiss with the boost. It's not happening. Although I really don't like to rely on the boost in my opinion, it just is too inconsistent. So we have a Machamp Lead right here. They go ahead and they swap into Togekiss. I want to keep Togekiss alive, mainly because I don't know what else they're packing. They could have a Giratina in there, they could have a Dragonite in there, I don't know, guys. And so once again, I also need to be able to take out that Machamp. Togekiss, kind of the move. And we come back in with Togekiss right now. They're most likely going to go for the Rock Slide though, so we decide to shield it. That's exactly what they did. We go for a Ancient Power right now, try to get the boost. Could not get the boost, but we are able to KO Machamp and their last Pokemon, guys. Called it, Dragonite. I say called it, but I obviously went through these matches. My point being is that you don't really know what their last Pokemon is, and if Togekiss is your only counter against Dialga or Giratina or even Dragonite, you kind of have to keep it alive. If you don't, I mean, maybe your other Pokemon can take it out, but you have a way better chance of Togekiss trying to take it out. At least that was kind of my logic going into it. So this matchup, unfortunately, we had a bad lead with the Melmetal. We went for the same strategy, just body it out, block the first Rock Slide, and then swap into Kyogre. Naturally, though, they're going to go for a counter swap. Why it was Excadrill, I have no idea. And then they also just decided not to shield it. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe they just decided, maybe they just didn't decide to, you know, swap into Excadrill and just happened to happen, I guess. I don't know, guys. I really can't explain the reasoning, but whatever happened actually did happen. And yeah. Anyways, though, we're able to take out most of their Melmetal. We're coming back in with the Dragonite because I figured we could probably body this thing down. That's exactly what we did. Their last Pokemon ended up being Kyogre, and perfect, right? Perfect for Dragonite. We already have some energy gain towards that Dragon Claw. We're in a pretty good position. We just gotta keep it up, really. And to be honest, guys, I definitely could have gone for a Thunder or a Blizzard. We don't have shields right now. That would have KO'd us, but at the same time, we have two Pokemon with pretty much most of their health. And yeah, there's really not too much else to say about that. We definitely did have a good grip on that match, I would have to say, despite losing the lead with the Melmetal. You could also say it's probably because they had an Excadrill in there. If they had like another meta Pokemon, probably would have been a different match entirely. And in that scenario, guys, we ended up getting an error, and I found out something very interesting about getting the error with an opponent. So I guess what people have been doing is that, oh, also, by the way, another unfavorable lead with the Melmetal right there. But I guess what people have been doing is if they see that their opponent is a lower rating than them, they actually go ahead and they force quit the game. The reason people are doing this is because if you end up getting a win against someone with a lower rating than you, you don't actually get as many points. And the same goes for if you end up losing the match as well. If you lose a match against an opponent that was a higher rating, you don't actually lose as many points. So that's what players have actually been trying to do. I don't know how long this has been in the game, to be honest. Like, I just found out about it today. This is like a few days after recording these matches too, so yeah, I don't know, but I know people have been doing that. So whenever you guys get an error, when you've already been matched up with someone and you get that white screen at the end, it's because they went ahead and they force quit the game. But anyways, going back to the matches here, we just got the boost with Togekiss, so for sure I'm going to try and protect this thing. And then, guys, they get the boost too. Like, I was not expecting them to get the boost as well. Usually that doesn't happen that way, where both of you get the boost, but it actually did happen that way. And then we take a Side Strike to the face from that Mewtwo. It's already over, guys. Mewtwo, it just charges up so fast with the Side Strike. There's really not much you can do about it. And it hits so hard, guys. Doesn't even have to do super effective damage. It just hits so hard. Alright, and then our final match of the set, guys, we had a Tyranitar. Once again, this is going to be, I guess, the optimal lead, I guess, for Togekiss or either Kyogre. It kind of worked out in both ways. We decided to swap into Kyogre, though, to kind of, I don't know why, just finish it off. Once again, I did want to keep Togekiss alive in case I maybe would have needed it later, and clearly with the Giratina origin form, we could either go Dragonite or Togekiss, but having both of them in there makes me feel a lot more comfortable. Now, on the other hand, guys, if they had a Melmetal or a Metagross in the back there, I don't think it would have been as good. So, yeah, a lot of uncertainty for sure, but they are out of shields. And there's our last Pokemon, guys. It ends up being Dialga. Now, there's really not much else we can do. We're kind of in a really tricky position. So we come back in with the Dragonite, try to gun for that Dragon Claw. We are able to get it, and this should kill Dialga. And then they have their Giratina origin form, which is going to take super effective damage from that Dragonite. So yeah, ended up working out, but had that been a Melmetal in the back, can't say that would have been the same result. Either way though, guys, that is going to be it for the video. I know in the last video I definitely did have a lot of easy wins, going from about 1600 to 1900 rating, and I got a ton of comments about it too, you know, just from a lot of people saying like, oh, those weren't even maxed out Pokemon, like these are just non-meta Pokemon, these are super easy matches, blah blah blah. A lot of hate comments, let's just say that. But in this video, I definitely do feel like my matches were pretty solid. I'm personally happy with them, despite if everyone doesn't feel that way, that's okay. I definitely am happy with my results from these matches. And guys, currently in present time, I am at about 20 to 50 rating right now. The matches have definitely gotten a lot more tough. I have been doing Great League as well, just because Master League is just so full of Dialga at the moment. Even if I end up winning the lead, guys, I just can't counter Dialga plus Melmetal. Like, that combo destroys my team, and really there's not much I can do about it because I don't have a Heatran and I don't have Dialga. So at the end of the day, if you don't have the right Pokemon for Master League, you just really can't make it happen. Like, Dialga is a must. I have not seen a single person post a winning team, like going from anywhere like above 2500 rating, that wasn't using Dialga in Master League. So take that for what you will. Anyways though, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy these matches. These were long overdue, guys, and I do apologize that I haven't been able to get up this video quicker. I've just been so busy with school, as I previously mentioned at the start of the video, but hey, we got it up now. More matches will come in the future. There's definitely some more content I do want to make, some storage tips and advice that I will be posting a video about, hopefully like within the next 2 weeks. I want to say that's going to be a very time-consuming video to put together, but hopefully it is really awesome and you guys do end up learning a lot from it. And with all that being said, guys, that is pretty much going to do it for this video. Hopefully you all did enjoy it. If you did, definitely make sure to hit that like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you do want to see more of these Go Battle League videos in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.